Hey, yo, thank you. Let's see something here. Thank you. Let me post a real link here. Okay, which one should I use? Can you guys hear me clearly? Like, does it sound like my? Hope this is the should be the default mic. All right, cool. Thank you. All right, now to decide which one to use. Let's go with this one, I guess. My allergies started as I'm about to go live. I knew that was going to happen. Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes. How do you. Oh. Okay, 1 second. Let's put this as pin. All right. So, up, you guys? Thank you. Yeah, I don't blame you. Prime floor is pretty good. I said happy birthday by silver. Why silver, not gold? Said Switch 2 seems off to a slow start. I don't know about that. 15 million sold? Oh, yeah, silver is cheaper. Switch 2 off to a slow start? I don't know about that one. Slow start. I excuse me. I saw that Skyrim thing. Eh, eh. I thought it would be a little bit more than that. Especially for being a paid. So okay, so let's get things straight first. It's not a free update for the majority of the people that have it. Because the majority of the people that have Skyrim on the Switch bought the regular version. You didn't buy the Game of the Year version or Legendary version or whatever. And the reason why people didn't buy that is because that was actually the first game, I think, on the Switch that was $70 or something like that. Like even before Mortal Kombat 1, even before um Tears of the Kingdom, that game was $70. So not that many people bought it. So it definitely should be free for people that bought that version. But yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if that game is 60 frames per second on the other systems or not, but it seems like it should be on Switch too. But yeah. And it I mean there was a difference. I'm not gonna act like there was no difference between the Switch 2 version and the Switch version, but I don't know. I think if you don't own that game already, just wait for the inevitable price. Like that game's price is going to probably drop like a hot rock. So I would definitely wait on that. Unless you just have to have that game right now. But I see that game, the Switch 2 version, the upgrade or whatever that they're charging $60 for. I see that going down in price really fast. How come I haven't made a video on the Switch 2 getting a price drop 3 days after the biggest shopping day of the year? Because that wasn't a price drop. And it's over. That was a Cyber Monday deal. Try getting it now. It's done. No, I didn't get the analog 3D. I was going to originally just to before when it was initially supposed to launch, I was gonna get that while I was waiting for Switch 2, but then they delayed it. So I was like, eh. I mean it looks good, but I saw that that alternative to the analog 3D that looked kind of better. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get that. Either one. I like Metroid Prime 4 so far. Um only got to play it a few first few hours so far, but I'm digging it. It's my opinion on the PS6 handheld with the leaks of it being essentially a portable and dockable and way more powerful than the Switch. Do you think it's going to compete well? Um, I mean, for it to be a lot more powerful than the Switch 2, especially in handheld mode, it's going to have to be really expensive. And if it's really expensive, it's probably not going to do really well. Says Switch 2. Do I think GTA 6 is coming? GTA 6 ain't dropping on the Switch 2. I wouldn't be too sure about that one. With the Xbox hardware wise, yeah, I wouldn't rule anything, especially when it's looking like when it gets down to GTA 6 pretty much being seeming like the only game that ain't gonna come out on the Switch 2, that means that it might. I wouldn't rule it out. I'm not saying it's gonna for sure come, but I think it's coming. Barely can run Elden Ring. No, it's actually running it pretty well. And don't forget, Elden Ring ran like crap on everything at launch. Everything. Thank you, Nia. Yeah, I'm playing Metroid Prime 4. I gotta play some more today. I was playing some the other day after work. Been working a lot, so haven't been able to play as many games as I want to. I still got my that WWE that I bought for $15 on Black Friday. That's still not open yet. Oh, thank you, JRPG guy. A lot of $2. He said, "Thanks for the years of entertainment." Hey, Chief, I love your intro song to your videos. And that's funny. Half the people love my intro, half the people hate it. I mean, like some people be like, "Oh, I come here just for your intro," and then there's some people, "You should change your intro. It sucks." It's like, yeah, yeah, that's true. I mean, nobody really knows what the Switch 2 can do yet. And as I pointed out before, we have still yet to see what GTA 6 looks like running in real time. It can post all these uh gameplay or they can post these trailers with in-engine trailers all they want, but until we see what the game actually looks like when you're playing it, we don't know what will run on the Switch 2 or not. What's my top 3 games of all time? I couldn't do that. I can't. There's a reason why I don't do top videos because I can't narrow things down. I can't do a top 10, top 5 of games, movies. Like it's very hard for me to do that. That's why I never do top 10, top 20 videos. I wish I had the nerve to do that because those videos actually do really well, but I just don't because it's hard for me. I'm indecisive when it comes to saying something's the very best, you know, top this, top that. It'd probably be easier for me. No, I couldn't even do a top 5 movies, top 10 movies. Like it's a top 10 games. No, I couldn't do it. Ocarina of Time is one of my favorite games of all time. But other than that, it's kind of hard to it's hard. It's too many games. Thank you. No, but even if I don't know, I don't like gaming lists because there's always someone that's going to call you an idiot too for not liking what they like. And as you guys know, I have no patience for someone trying to call me an idiot. So Jazzy Jeff. Oh, speaking of Jazzy Jeff, I still gotta watch that Bel Air, that last season. I think I'm gonna watch that. And then I think they were saying that the WWE stuff on Peacock is done, even the legacy stuff. So I might have to cancel Peacock. I don't think I have a need for it anymore. Happy birthday from Germany. Thank you. So it's funny, we got to the point where graphics don't matter anymore. Even some PS5 games don't look all that. Switch 2 is going to win this gen. Um, I don't know if we've gotten to the point where they don't matter. They definitely matter. It's just we're at a point where it's very hard to make an ugly looking game. Like a truly ugly. Like I think we even reached that for the most part, even with PlayStation 4. Like when you think about it, like there are hardly any games on like the PlayStation 4 that are truly like ugly. Like even the terrible games, they still have okay graphics. Like they still have passable like there's no at least I don't think there's no like actual ugly games on the PlayStation 4, I think. I don't know. So, pretty much as long as your system is more powerful than that, you're good. Yeah, definitely diminishing returns for sure. And it's also it's so expensive to make video games these days. Favorite Ninja Turtle is Raphael. 100%. Well, that's another thing. I got that Ninja Turtles 4K collection coming. I saw some comparisons. This guy did a comparison video on pretty big difference, especially in Ninja Turtles Secret of the Ooze. They're pretty good. Actually, it made the Blu-ray version of the movie look kind of blurry. Do I think Switch 2 is going to win this generation? I mean, do you see the Switch 2 coming out at the time it comes out? It's like, when you mean the generation, do I think it's going to outsell the PS5 or do I think it's going to outsell the PS6? Like it came out at the tail end of PS5. So I don't know. In terms of yes, I guess in terms of what you're asking me, yes, I think they will win because they're going to sell a ton of Switch 2s, especially with the cost of these newer systems, or actually even the older systems costing a lot of money. It's going to do pretty well. especially if Nintendo can keep from raising the price, which they may or not do. They may or may not do. It depends. But if they can keep the Switch 2 at the price it's at while these other systems raise their prices and their new systems come out $700-800, yeah, they're gonna kill it. Do I think Switch 2 will hold its own against PS6? Hold its own in terms of what? Graphics, or you mean just sales? Hey, what's up? Yeah, I'm liking Prime. Also, I'm not at the. I'm not too far in it yet though, because pretty much I just had one main playthrough, so I'm only like 3 hours into it or something. But so far, so good. Actually, I think I messed myself up because I got to one of the bosses and then I had to go and I just turned it off. So I probably have to. I'm sure it didn't save anything. Said happy birthday, hood bro. Thanks. Oh, in terms of sales, it's gonna 6 for sure. Next year, we need to see day and date releases with other systems. Call of Duty. Oh, I'm sure you'll see Call of Duty next year for Switch 2. You might see 2 Call of Duties. TMNT got an update. Oh, I did see that, but I'm not. I mean, you know what? I really like Ninja Turtles, but I'm not into every single thing Ninja Turtle. Like that top down stuff didn't really do it for me. I don't know. I heard Swearing Fate was a good game, but I looked like I'm not really interested in that. Okay, I'm missing some stuff here. Let's see. I think I'll get a brand new. Wait, let me think. Do you think we'll get a brand new IP that will come hit from Nintendo during the Switch 2 generation? Mm, I don't know because that didn't really happen during the Switch era, so I don't know if that'll happen with Switch 2. Because the last new like big IP from Nintendo was Splatoon, and that was that started on Wii U, so I don't know if that really counts. But we'll see. No, I didn't get Marvel Cosmic Invasion yet. Um, it looked good though, but I have to calm down. I can't buy every single game I'm interested in day one. It's not smart. But I'm going to get that game eventually because it looks good. Yeah, Black Ops 2 on Wii U was pretty good. I liked it. Yeah, I think Witcher 4 will come to Switch too. Cosmic Invasion, yeah, it is going to get physical on Switch too, but it's like $20 more. Or actually, if you count the launch discount for digital, it's $25 more. So that's what I was thinking about waiting on and get the physical, but just wait for an inevitable price drop. Another thing too, um, a lot of games from that development studio, like what they did with the Ninja Turtle games, sometimes they'll come out with they came out with 3 different like physical editions of that game, adding more content each time. So that one I want the game, but I might wait. So I think I've been following you since 2009. I still remember when you called me super delusional. Uh, Not 2009. I don't think I started on YouTube. I didn't start on YouTube till about 2012 or 11. If I was starting in 2009, I would have been like one of the first people on YouTube or first Nintendo people. No, I think it was 2000 because it was right before Wii U came out, so it was like 2011, late 2011. What Switch One games are you wishing get Switch 2 upgrades the most? I really, really want. It looks like it's not going to happen, especially with how cheap they've been having this game on eShop now. But I really wanted them to upgrade Mortal Kombat 1 on the Switch 2, but it looks like that might not be happening because they've been offering the game on Switch, like even the definitive edition or whatever that one was called. It's like $9 on Switch, so probably not going to do it. Thanks to Dark Voids. I don't think Nintendo's scared of new IP. It's just it's, it's a big investment on something that may or may not do well. Will Capcom be bringing Monster Hunter Wilds plus future DLC to Switch 2? I'm sure Monster Hunter Wilds will come to Switch 2. For sure. Like Capcom is smitten on Switch 2. Witcher 3 Switch 2 update. Yeah, I'm sure that I think that will come. Yeah, I'm surprised that that update on Skyrim wasn't 60 frames. That's kind of funny, especially considering like they're using DLSS and all of this stuff. And yeah, I was kind of like, okay. But I haven't played on the other systems. Skyrim, um, is that 60 frames per second, like on PS4 and all that? PS4 and up. If not, then I guess I understand. But if it is, yoink, it's kind of whack. So I remember I was following a lot of black gaming YouTube channels at the time. You, Free One Up, TKK, Next Gen 720, and the Tales of a $10,000 PC. Next Gen 720. What do you think the chances are for Nintendo to make the next Zelda game in the Twilight Princess style to take advantage of new specs? You mean Twilight Princess style, or you mean realistic style? Because Twilight Princess style isn't really that realistic. It was realistic for GameCube, but if they made a game with that art style with the Switch 2, it would not look realistic. So I guess you mean a realistic Zelda? Um, I don't know. They might. I think that um after Tears of the Kingdom, they will go for a different graphic style. I kind of hope that they do. That style looks nice, but I'm kind of over it. So we'll see. But I think probably the first game, or could be the first game that goes back to a realistic art style, could possibly be something like a Zelda like a Ocarina of Time remake or something like that. Said Trey, you skipping me. Skipping you. Where did you? Oh shoot. Arcade one ups. I don't know. That arcade one up thing is dead, I guess. I don't know what's going on with them. They got too greedy during the shutdown. I guess they thought everybody wanted them, and they just started increasing their prices like crazy. And I guess they didn't realize the only reason why a lot of people were buying that stuff is because everything was closed and they needed to entertain themselves at home. And as soon as everything opened back up, nobody wanted that stuff anymore. I mean, I still have mine, but yeah, they stopped. They got too cocky as they saw how much people were paying for them on eBay during the shutdown, and they were selling out. They got cocky. They got lazy. Started releasing the same games. Didn't come out with the games that people requested, and doubled and tripled the price. And man, now they're paying for it. Thanks, dude. I want a Zelda with the Wii U tech demo art style, or refine the style from the very first Warriors. Yeah, a lot of people want the. I don't know. I think with I mean, with the power that they have now, they could definitely do a realistic art style and Switch 2. Though will look really good. I just don't know if Nintendo wants to do that. Thanks, Dewan Davis. Doing good, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you for watching. Doc, in all honesty, do you feel any disappointment or feel like Nintendo dropped the ball with the Switch 2 screen? I understand it not being OLED, but the horrible HDR implementation. I don't think that the screen looks bad. I actually think it looks pretty good. But then again, I play my Nintendo systems mostly docked, so that's that. But I think the screen looks good. But also, what you got to realize is that a lot of games have bad HDR implementation, especially new systems that have HDR for the first time. So there's always that. So I knew that there was going to be growing pains when it came to HDR. Because same thing even happened with Sony. Same thing happened with the PlayStation. Those first games that they utilized HDR, they were not very good. So I don't know if it just has to do with the screen. It could just be the fact that um, some of these developers don't know how to implement HDR correctly on Nintendo systems, or maybe Nintendo's implementation of HDR is different. I don't know. Who knows? But I don't think the screen is a big deal at all. I think that's blown completely out of proportion. Hoping we get the Assassin's Creed 4 remake announced. Oh, for sure. That for sure come. That's for sure come. That the Assassin's Creed 4 has come to every Nintendo system. Came to the Wii U, came to the Switch. It's coming. And it's Ubisoft. Remember this. I just saw a big spider on the wall and now it disappeared. It's probably gonna bite me later when I'm sleeping. Happy birthday, nigga! I'm gonna have to find it before I go to bed. How much time do I spend scouring LinkedIn? Not as much time as you would think. Actually, you know what? Usually when I find something big, it's usually when I'm like barely looking. And then the times when I'm actually looking, then I don't usually find anything. Will you be going to VGA in person? Not sure if you're in LA. I went last year with my wife. It was fun watching it live. No, I'm not going. live. I watch it on TV. I went that one year because I won tickets on Twitter. That's why I went. And yeah. Plus, I mean, I wouldn't be able to go anyway. I have to work the next like hour, literally hours later, so I wouldn't be able to go. But it was interesting to go to that. There was a lot of different like YouTube personalities and stuff like that was there. That was pretty interesting. Saw some people that worked at Nintendo there, and different developers. Phil Spencer was there. He seemed like a cool guy. I didn't go to meet him, but he seemed like he was pretty cool. But, I mean, he doesn't know what he's doing, but he seemed like a cool guy. Thank you. I got a question about the Switch 2. Do you think it might be in trouble too because Sony's about to bring out all the Switch they what? No. No, Switch 2 is going to be fine. I don't know why people are excited for a Game Awards. It's literally a Sony Awards show. They invest the most money, and I need Nintendo to focus on making an so better value, such as creating a streaming app. Yeah, that's the one thing that I am actually disappointed. I was actually going to make a video about that. One thing I am actually disappointing with the Switch 2 is that there is no way to stream games directly from the Switch 2, like without the need of a capture card. Like, I don't see why the Switch 2 is the only system where you can't. Like, I don't know. Can't you? I mean, I'm sure you can do that directly from the Xbox, right? I know you can do that on PS4, PS5, but for whatever reason, Nintendo doesn't allow live streaming directly from the Switch 2 without a capture device. And actually, I think I know why that is. I think it's because Sony fans screwed it up for everyone. And the reason why I think that's the case is because if you guys remember, if you don't remember, when the PlayStation 4 first came out, there wasn't that many games for it. There was a big gaming drought for that system when it came out. And their fans were so bored that they went on their live stream. I forgot what it's called. I don't even think they even have this part of the app anymore. But pretty much there was a special streaming app. I forgot what it was called on PlayStation 4, and people were able to, to put their live streams and join in people's join their live streams and watch their videos. Well, these people were so bored because they didn't have games to play that they were live streaming themselves having sex and getting blowjobs and doing drugs and having parties and everything. And I think Nintendo saw that and was like, no, ever. And that's what screwed us over. They was really doing it. Yeah. Playroom, Sony Playroom. Them Sony fans was having sex and doing lap dances and drug deals and fighting and all kinds of stuff on that thing. And I'm sure Nintendo saw that and said, absolutely not. But yeah, I remember that. It was crazy. Sony fans, when they ain't got games to play, they start acting crazy. Yeah, that Sony Playroom, that's what screwed us over. So if you want to know the real reason why you're not able to live stream on Nintendo systems, you can thank Sony fans and Sony Playroom for that, for screwing it up for everybody. Zelda needs to be handled nicely this time around in the graphics department. You know, I mean, the last Zelda games looked good. It's just they didn't have a realistic art style, but they still looked good. Breath of the Wild running on Switch 2, the Switch 2 update looks very good. It's just like some people don't like that art style. I like it. I think they need to move on from it now since they're like RGT said, it's now been 3 games, 3 Zelda games straight with that same art style. Maybe it's time to, retire that one, especially when you're now on a system that's very, very capable of much more. Got to remember that art style originated on the Wii U. So maybe it's time to move on. First game I'm buying on Switch 2 in 2026. I guess that would technically be Resident Evil. Is that no? I'm lying. Not Resident Evil. The Final Fantasy 7 remake or integrate or whatever on Switch 2. That's in January, and then Resident Evil's in February. Said, why don't I stream? I used to watch your MK. You talking about Mortal Kombat? Well, you must be talking about Mortal Kombat because I don't think I've ever streamed Mario Kart on here. Well, like I said, one of the reasons I don't stream that much is because Nintendo makes. I mean, I can set like this capture card is pretty finicky, and it's. I actually got another cheaper capture card that might be easier to use, but that's why usually the times where I'm streaming, I'll usually just stream on like PlayStation because you just click a freaking button and that's it. So I guess I'm lazy. Do I think Xbox games are coming to Switch too? Yeah, for sure. A bunch of them. You mean more? There's already ones that are here, but yeah, there's a lot more coming. And thanks for the $2. I said, Doc, I got a question for you. Do you think the GPU and CPU is strong enough for the big games? Yes or no? Yeah. I'm telling you, the only game that I have any kind of questions about running on the Switch 2 so far is GTA 6. Everything else that I've seen, in my opinion, outside of that game, can for sure run on Switch 2, period. They said the whole Final Fantasy trilogy is coming to Switch 2. Any release date predictions? Well, no, because they don't even have a release date for the third game on any system. So no, I don't. I think they said something that they were going to finalize the title of the third game, trying to finalize it by the end of this year. But the third game's probably not coming out. Well, I guess I am being predicted. Third game's probably not coming out till 2027 or something. So I could have sworn you were around before 2010 when we PS3 and 360 guys on YouTube were going at war with each other. No, I would have been on like IGN or something like that at that time. Do you think we'll ever get the Nintendo Wii's level of social immersion again? What you mean, like in terms of like casual gamers and stuff? No, because that's not the target. All them casual gamers is on mobile games now. Do I agree that Breath of the Wild's art style could benefit from more polygons and texture? Well, yeah, sure, but I think that they should probably move on. Like, I think how the game looks on the Switch 2 editions is pretty much, I mean, that's not the best that it can look, but they're kind of toting the limit on how good that particular art style could probably look. So what about PlayStation games on Switch 2? Oh yeah. It's not going to be like Xbox where it's almost everything, but yeah, I think they'll bring some games to Switch 2. Especially some of the older games that they can make some money on. I mean, I had this idea for them a long time ago, even for the original Switch. There's just money sitting at the table for them. So I have a conspiracy theory that PlayStation leak Capcom Resident Evil, stuff is going to be released on Switch 2 and has marketing. I don't know if I find it interesting. Oh, because it's leaking on Switch 2? Why would they leak it because it's on Switch 2? Because you think you think PlayStation leaked it because they're doing all this Switch 2 advertising? It's a possibility. If Switch can run Crysis and Switch to Cyberpunk, GTA got to be next. Well, those are different developers. But also, too, the thing you guys got to realize with Rockstar, as shown you with the Wii U and with the Nintendo Switch, just because it can run doesn't mean Rockstar will bring it. GTA 5 can run on the Wii U and the Switch, and it didn't come because Rockstar didn't want it to come. So it doesn't matter if GTA 6 can run on the Switch 2 if Rockstar doesn't want to bring it. It's all up to Rockstar. Happy birthday to the good doctor. Keep handing out them seats. Salute my bro. Thank you, Michael Parker, for the $10. Oh, snap. Thank you. Doc, have you ever played the Psychonauts games? And if so, do you think it would be a good fit for Switch 2 platform? You know what? I think I only played the demo to the first Psychonauts. And it seemed like it was okay. But no, I didn't put a whole bunch of time into it. But I am surprised. I'm surprised when any platformer doesn't come to a Nintendo system because that's obviously where the main audience is. Doc Trey, you make sure to make a video about the two people I'm talking about, angry vigilante and GameStar. Who the heck is GameStar? Make videos about you, call them out. I'm good. I'm good. Doc Trey, happy birthday. You going out tonight? Probably not. I'm tired. Doc Trey will have a show in the future, the Seed Awards. The Seed Awards. Well, yeah, up to Take-Two, yeah. Well, actually, I don't know. Because I think Rockstar got pulled like that. Because you notice all the Take-Two stuff, most of the Take-Two stuff came to Nintendo systems. But the Rockstar stuff did. Most of the Take-Two stuff did. They put out a lot. Take-Two put out a lot of stuff. Yeah, I saw he was in the chat earlier. Yeah, he's always tagging me and stuff. Wouldn't it be crazy if Halo and Metroid did some sort of crossover? Yeah, that would be. Sure, maybe Master Chief will be in the next Smash Brothers or something. Who knows? GameStar? I've never heard of that. I don't know who that is, but I already think of a good intro for them. What up, blood? What up, cuz? What up, blood? What up, GameStar? If he uses that, he owes me money. What a gangster. Speaking of 50 Cent, you guys watch that Diddy? That Diddy documentary? That's crazy. I gotta finish watching that. I'm on there's 4 parts. I'm on part 2. Crazy. Thanks to Dark Voids. Happy birthday again. Here's to my conspiracy theory that Castlevania will be showing at the Game Awards. What Castle? Like a remake? Yeah, 50 Cent. He's been making that documentary. Actually, Netflix, I guess they were involved in a bidding war for that. Because 50 has been making that. He's started making that documentary years ago. I heard him talking on there on Twitter for years. But I think they made him change the title probably because Diddy didn't get he got acquitted on some of those charges, but originally the title was called Diddy Do It, which is the greatest title ever, but I guess they made him change it. Definitely, 50 is super petty. Diddy Do It? That's the greatest documentary title in history. And they didn't use it. Goku and Smash. Doc, when are we gonna handle Glasses? Glasses McGee from Digital Foundry for talking to you crazy on Twitter. I already handled that in the video. And he unblocked. That video's up. It got a few views on it. Let's see. Checked a few sites, and there's a rumor at the moment about Nintendo buying Square Enix because that company is struggling. I don't know if that's true or not. That's not true. I mean, even if there's, I don't think Nintendo will buy Square. So, what do you guys think about this? So, Netflix and Warner Brothers thing, because I heard that Netflix supposedly, I don't know, I didn't click on the link, but supposedly Netflix said they don't care about, they want Warner Brothers, but they don't care about Warner Brothers games. So what are they going to do? Buy Warner Brothers and kill Mortal Kombat? If that happens, they can. So I don't know. This is Warner Brothers doing that. Well, I guess they are. I guess they are. Their games aren't selling as well as they wanted. Their movies aren't doing that well, I guess. Yeah, that's another thing I worry. It says Netflix buys Warner Brothers. You best believe physical media will be the first to be gone. Yeah, they do not care for physical media. Even though, I mean, there are some Netflix shows that are on DVD and Blu-ray and stuff like that, but yeah, they would probably sell Mortal Kombat IP to someone. When is YouTube coming to Switch 2 already? It's time. The thing that I didn't really care about YouTube and certain streaming apps being on the Nintendo Switch, uh, because there was no 4K and HDR and stuff like that. But now that the Switch 2 does have support for 4K and HDR, it would be nice to have um, those options on the Switch 2, even though for honestly, kind of just for portable mode. Because honestly, if you're watching on your TV, you're better off using the actual built-in apps that are on your TV. It'll perform better. It'll save you memory on your system because that's gonna be another thing that's gonna eat up all these apps. Gonna be another thing that eats up your memory on the system that's already kind of starved for um, storage already. That's how I know it's the real Doc. LOL. The beep. Hey, you know what? So contrary to popular belief, I've told you guys this before. That is not a smoke alarm. What it is my Verizon Files box, right? And it's doing that because it's saying like the battery needs to be replaced, but I'm afraid to take it out because I don't want to lose I need to call them about that because what it is, I have Verizon Files and then they got bought out by, or at least in my location, by Frontier. And I don't know if they have the same equipment to replace this battery someone told me before that you can just take the battery out and it won't do anything to the internet, but I kind of didn't want to risk it. But one of these days I'm gonna let's do that and figure it out because I know it bugs you guys. But no, it's not a smoke alarm. It's actually this Verizon box. So, Dr. Trey, I got a question. Do you think we will get a brand new update to DLSS? Yeah, I think that it will be DLSS will be updated on the Switch 2 over time. We still don't even really have concrete information about what version we really have on the Switch 2 right now. Like according to Digital Foundry, there's the PC version and there's the mini DLSS version, like two versions, but who knows? We're not even positive what we even have right now. Says leave Doc and his miscellaneous beeps alone. Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have some of those streaming apps at least just for portable mode. Um, since they have, a much bigger screen, the screen is 1080p as HDR, it would be nice. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would rather watch stuff on the go on their Switch 2 versus their cell phone, because I'm sure the screen is a lot bigger on their Switch 2 than their phone, most people. Thank you, Estola. Let's see, what did I miss? I missed something here. No, but remember I was telling you guys. Oh, do I think Nintendo will get more RAM for the Switch 2? No, I don't. 12 gigs is enough RAM, unless you're talking. I mean, are you talking about storage or are you talking about RAM? I don't think no RAM is going to stay the same. Could they come out with a Switch 2 revision that has more storage? Sure, but RAM is not going to change. Switch 2 has more than enough RAM. Remember, the Switch 2 already has more RAM than. I told you guys what was going to happen with this physical media stuff, and that buy the physical games and movies while you can. Stuff came a lot sooner than you guys thought, didn't it? Do I think Mario Kart World DLC will be free? I'm not sure, but it should be. It should be. That's the only way that they could get away with this $80 thing. If they announce a bunch of like really good DLC and say, hey, we know you paid $80 for this game, this DLC is free. That would do a lot. But Nintendo's weird when it comes to the Switch 2 when it's things that they offer paid versus thing that they offer free. It's weird. Like some of you notice that all of those panic button ports or ports or updates for Switch 2, they've all been free, even though those are some things they could have gotten away with charging for, and then they don't charge for certain things. They charge for certain. It's weird. It's weird what they decide they want to charge for and what they offer for free. It's pretty weird. But it's probably just honestly, it's probably just them experimenting. Do I think Nintendo should make a new F-Zero game on Switch 2? Yeah, I do. Or they could have Sega help them with one again. Um, yeah, I think a F-Zero game would do pretty good on Switch 2, and it would look amazing. Yeah, Arms. Yeah, that was the really weird one. Arms getting that update, a free update. Nobody's playing Arms anymore, and that got an update, a free one. That was kind of weird. Well, I guess they couldn't get away with charging for it because nobody was playing it. We got 16 gigs of RAM and Nintendo got 12 gigs of RAM. We should get more like 16. Sony, the PlayStation 5 needs more RAM than the Switch 2 does. Like it's a different kind of design system. Like 12 is more than enough for Switch 2, trust me. Says I keep getting this feeling Diddy Kong Racing will be DLC for Mario Kart World. Says I literally sleep with my Switch 2 on my bed next to my pillows. There's a level of closeness and personalness you can have with a handheld system, unlike or others. They should add more customization. Well, I wouldn't sleep next to my Switch 2 because if it falls off the bed and cracks that screen, that's another 450. Dang, you were a teenager in the Wii U days? I'm definitely old. You know, when I was a teenager, the GameCube days, the N64 days. Yeah, actually, the N64 days. That's when I was a teenager. I'm old. Thanks for that. Yeah, that's crazy. Let's put it that way. The doctor is so old. I bought my own copy of Mario 64. Says I'm 30 now, man. Became a game developer. Been following you since then. Oh man, congrats. Make some good games. Oh, that means you got to give me like a free like review code or something. Says I was getting yelled at by my teachers in elementary school during the GameCube days. I have a good feeling that 2026 will be an amazing year for Nintendo, but their communication and clear information need to be perfect because this year has been a mess of misinformation by media and grifters. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, there's definitely been a lot of misinformation and bad communication by the media and stuff like that. It's because I don't know. I don't know what these people have so much against. They got this hate boner against for Nintendo, but it's crazy. The doctor is live. Well, yeah, for a little bit longer. I still gotta eat dinner. I'll stay on here for a while. Said Nintendo spent too much time being the odd man out in the graphics department. People forget if Nintendo wants to bring power, they will. Well, this is more Nintendo's partnership with Nvidia, really, than anything. I don't think they really care too much about power. It's just that they partner with Nvidia on these mobile chips, and they kind of almost don't have any choice because Nvidia makes powerful, low-powered stuff. So it's like the best of both worlds for them. They can um, save on power consumption and stuff like that, and battery, and still be able to come out with some really good stuff. If it wasn't for Nintendo partnering with Nvidia, a lot of this stuff wouldn't be happening. It just happens to be Nvidia's something that they're specializing in. And if it wasn't for that, remember, even Nvidia even helps develop the Unreal Engine with Epic. Like they share technology. So like this Nintendo Nvidia partnership was the best thing to happen to Nintendo in like a decade to the 2 decades. Do you think we're gonna get more Bayonetta? Uh I don't know, because it looks like all the people in charge of Bayonetta have left. There was supposed kind of a Bayonetta spinoff, so we might just get that spinoff. Um, but that might be it, at least for a while. Doc, why do you think so many big ports and Switch 2 upgrades dropped outside of announcement Nintendo Directs? High on Life, Tomb Raider, Skyrim, some more. I don't know. I don't know. It's pretty random. Uh, I don't know why they did that because they could have just had it. Maybe it's just because the expectations for Nintendo Directs are so high, and maybe they figure that they will get more notice if they just announce it, which it could possibly be true. I mean, think of sometimes when they have Nintendo Directs and they show, oh, these are a few other games coming to Switch 2, and then they just show the game for 2 seconds, and you're like, oh, wait, wasn't that what? Oh, wait, what's that? Wait, wasn't that? If they announce the game themselves on Twitter or whatever, everyone's talking about that one game, at least for the day. So you saw everybody was talking about Skyrim today. Now, if they had showed it during a direct with a whole bunch of Nintendo games or other third-party games, it might not have gotten that much talk. So it was a choice. Doc, no disrespect, but would you ever change your intro? It's been the same one for so long. No, probably not. I thought about maybe doing like maybe a new outro, like doing an outro, but no, the intro is going to stay the same. Hello, happy birthday, Doc, fellow Sagittarian. I knew there was a reason for the extra layer of cool common sense been following since the Wii U days. Thanks, Silverman. Usually, if I don't like something, I'm going to stay away from it. This is why I don't get Nintendo haters and all the energy they put into hate and misinformation. Well, you know what? I think one of the reasons why Nintendo haters go so much out of their way to hate on Nintendo and bash Nintendo at every corner is because they know that Sony and Microsoft, but especially Sony, copies every single thing Nintendo does that is successful. So if these Nintendo haters see something that Nintendo does that they don't like, they hate on it because they know Sony is going to copy for sure. Because Sony will even copy the stuff that Nintendo does that's not successful. So I think that's what it is. They're so afraid of Nintendo and Sony copying Nintendo that they can't stand it. He said, never change the intro ever. The doc doesn't take himself too seriously. We dig it. Oh, I take myself seriously. I take myself very seriously. Very. Well, it depends what it is, but no, I do. I take myself seriously. I mean, the intro is not supposed to be. Ooh, intros aren't supposed to be serious. Intros are supposed to be catchy and rememberable, and that's what mine is. All right, let's see. I think Nintendo haters have secondhand bitterness from the generation before that spited Nintendo taking so long, the HD era. No, I think they just hate Nintendo because they just don't like Nintendo for whatever reason. Like I said, I think it's because because Sony, they know the competition copies Nintendo no matter what. So, and the real funny part is when they bash Nintendo and for doing something, then Sony copies and they think it's the best thing ever. That's the funny part. Doc, do I Nvidia? What? That's a good idea for Nintendo. Are you talking about AI? They hate the perception of people liking Nintendo when they don't. Yeah. And they hate the fact that Nintendo, like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know why these people hate Nintendo so much. It's crazy. Says the hate is even more now because Nintendo are the last ones with real excuses or exclusive excuses. I said, exclusives. Yeah, that is true. That is true. That's why they want all the Nintendo stuff to go to other systems because they they hate that Nintendo's only system that has ex- exclusives that stay exclusive that don't need to go anywhere else because they sell. And told these Sony fans this a long time ago. If you want your games to stay on your system, buy them. Like it's obvious that most of these Sony fans don't even really buy a lot of their exclusives or they would never go anywhere. You got the biggest install base and the exclusives still don't sell anywhere near that. It's because you guys aren't buying these games. Astro flop. Uh-oh. Okay, we're back. It said that my connection was unstable for a minute. So I don't know if it blocked out or not, but it says we're back. If it wasn't for third parties, PlayStation would be done. It's crazy. Because there was a time where, Sony, they had the third party support, but then they also had a bunch of exclusives worth owning in like this. I don't know. The PlayStation 4 generation was off to a rough start, but the PlayStation 5 is like it never started. Like there's not that many games that are exclusive to PlayStation 5 that are just truly great games, and that's sad. I mean, it's sad that we're about to go into 2026 and there's still not one new Naughty Dog game. Like, think about that. Not one. 6 years. There's not one game released on the system, one new game released on the system from like pretty much their best studio. That's crazy. And then like their second best, Sony Santa Monica, we have a game, but that's not an exclusive. That God of War game is also on PlayStation 4. They had a like a live service or some kind of online God of War game that was coming that was canceled. So it's like, what are they doing? So do I think the PlayStation 6 will sell well? Yeah, it will because it's a PlayStation, but all of that's going to depend on how that's going to depend on the price, and it's going to also depend on what games they end up finally coming out with PlayStation 5. If they end the generation like it's going now, then PlayStation people are going to be a little to buy the PlayStation 6 because the PlayStation 5 would not have lived up to its potential at all. So I got another question. Do you think Spider-Man, do I think I could play on what, like Spider-Man, the PlayStation 4 Spider-Man? Sure, that would run on the Switch too. I don't know about the Miles Morales thing or Spider-Man 2. All right, let's get things back on track for Switch 2. It's becoming a PlayStation discussion now. Going to be on just for a little bit longer because I need to get something to eat. Terror Skill PS6. Yeah, I don't know. They might even like delay uh, when it comes out because it's stuff is just too high. Oh, thanks, Tasha. Switch One was the perfect idea for Nintendo after the dry Wii U era. Really turned that boat around. Well, I don't know because the Wii U was just marketed bad. There was no commercials. It was just marketed bad. But the Wii U was still a pretty great system. Didn't have the best third party support, but a lot of those games that Nintendo's getting credit for making the Switch 2 great were Wii U games. So to all the people saying, "Oh, the Wii sucked," but then they rebought all the Wii U games on the Switch. It's like, okay, no. The Wii U proved that people will not buy a game system due to uh, lack of popularity. Because I've always said that the Wii U had incredible first party games and people laughed and they laughed. And then they bought a Switch and they rebought all those games at full price. And then I laughed because I was right. Oh, speaking of Wii U's, they say make sure that if you have one, make sure you turn it on pretty often because I guess they said there's something in those Wii U's where you don't turn it on for a while or a long time, they won't turn on again. Hmm. Said Doc Trey, in my opinion, Nintendo should showcase a 2026 heavy hitter or two at the Game Awards. What's your dream Switch 2 mega reveal for TGAs? My dream Switch 2 mega reveal with TGA would be GTA 6 on Switch 2. That would be my dream reveal because that would destroy the internet. I think there will be some games for Switch 2 at the Game Awards. They just more than likely probably won't be exclusive. But I think, Switch 2 is getting a lot of multi-plats, a lot of third-party support. So a lot of those games that are going to be shown at the Game Awards are going to come to Switch 2. They just may not be exclusive games. I mean, and a lot of that stuff at the Game Awards is all marketing. They're not really giving Nintendo that much for them to drop exclusives at their show. Like, will they nominate them for best family game? Like, so I just got Metroid Prime 4. Have you or anyone else enjoyed it as much as me? Well, I don't know if I enjoyed it as much as you, but I enjoyed it. It's good. Actually, I'm probably going to play some more when I get off the stream. I'm going to get something to eat and play some more. So I'm ready for Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and Switch 2. Same here. I'm interested to see how it looks compared to they did show some footage, but I'm curious with the head to head. Because a lot of people, especially considering that's supposed to be a really great looking game, a really good game, and I think Digital Foundry said, "Oh, it's the best Xbox game in a decade," and it's on the Switch too. So, yeah. Oh man, I think we need some new game reveals for Nintendo at the show, first or third party. Yeah. Um, I just don't know if they'll, Nintendo's liking to reveal their own games at their own pace, at their own shows. So who knows? I think the last thing that they did announce uh didn't they announce they announced ports at the Game Awards before. Like they announced like the Bayonetta Wii ports or Wii ports, Switch ports at GTA before, or GTA at the Game Awards before. Do you think Nintendo should sue Microsoft if Switch 2 doesn't get Call of Duty next year? No, they're not going to need to do that. I think Call of Duty is actually coming out for Switch 2 this year. And like I said earlier, it's they might even potentially get two versions of Call of Duty next year, but 2026 version I think is for sure coming to Switch 2 next year. I know it's super early for this, but you think down the line we'll get a Switch 2 Pro version this generation, especially with the PS6 handheld and power next year? Probably not. Especially with the cost of these systems and the tariffs and all this stuff. I don't think so. I think they'll just focus on because Switch 2 is pretty powerful and it's pretty modern. Um, I think they'll just focus on trying to lower the price of the Switch 2 and make it more attractive to customers because the other systems are going to be high. And there's really no need at this point for a Switch 2 Pro, but we'll see. But I mean, like I said, we never got a Switch Pro, so there you go. It said, speaking of Call of Duty, there won't be back-to-back games in the same series anymore. Yeah, but a lot of people were misunderstanding what they were saying. They took that as thinking, oh, there's not going to be a Call of Duty every year anymore. No, that's not what they said. They said there won't be back-to-back of the same series within Call of Duty. So there won't be a Black Ops 5 and then Black Ops 6 the next year. Or there won't be a Modern Warfare 5 and then Modern Warfare 6. That means they're just going to go back to what they were already doing, where there's a Black Ops and a Modern Warfare, then something else. Like da, 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 da. That's all it means. Said, go eat, Doc. Being an adult is hard and you're getting older, LOL. Thanks. Switch 2's potential hasn't even been tapped yet. I feel like it's going to be the best generation for Nintendo this time around. They're going to reach PS4 levels of support. Yep. I think so. This is going to be the best third-party support you've seen in a Nintendo system probably since the Super Nintendo. Should be good. Well, I'm going to have to bid you guys adieu. The Doc's hungry. The Doc's tired. The Doc is old. No, but yeah. I'll see you guys on here in a little bit. I know it's been a few days since I made a video. It's just because I'm in working a lot. Work a lot more during the holidays, but I'll try to put up a video probably tomorrow or the day after. Thank you guys for coming out. Said the Doc needs to feast. You're right. Still hitting the gym, Doc? Not as much as I should be. Actually, maybe I'll go to the gym tomorrow too. But thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks for the birthday wishes and the money and all of that. So I'll see you guys on Twitter, of course, and I'll see you guys on YouTube pretty soon. Thanks for coming out. You guys have a good night.